for now, I needed to look closer at the body. McGillicuddy, you've had some time with the body now. Anything on it that strikes as interesting to you?
Oh yeah, he's got 2 bullet holes.
We've covered that, Mr. McGillicuddy. Yes, I pointed them out to you, if you remember.
Well, I'm pretty sure I saw him first.
You may have, but I certainly understood what they were, and I stopped looking at them once I realized what they were. But I see you're...
No, I'm still pretty enamored by it.
That's all right, that's all right. Well, that's all right. I'll check the body myself. You see here in his front pocket, he's got a little card. Here, a man works at a drugstore right down the street. Yeah, it's true, it's true.
Also, yeah, I know the place.
Yeah, he also had, here in his back pocket, you can see he has an overdue book from the library. Oh, they are relentless, you know. They'll stop at nothing to get that book back.
Well, I don't read.
That was really unnecessary for you to say. I could have assumed as much, I think. Now, I really should go down to the library, see if they knew him. Unfortunately, Miss Rosemary wasn't much help to me. I headed to the library. It was 2 blocks east of my office, right where I went at the very beginning. Seems to be I'm pacing back and forth all across the streets of New York City today. I walked in the front doors, and first thing I noticed was a very peculiar-looking man behind the counter. He was the kind of man you just knew had no friends. Hello, sir.
Hi, welcome to the New York Library. May I help you?
Yeah, the name's Ernie Nesbit. I'm a private investigator in town.
It's good to meet you, Mr. Nesbit.
Oh, pleasure to meet you too, I'm sure. I have here a note, an overdue book, signed out to a Mr. Sam Tinsley. Does the name ring a bell?
Yes, Mr. Sam Tinsley. He's on our list of top 10 people to never rent books out to again. He's had that book out for 4 years.
4 years?
We've been searching for him for so long.
My goodness. When was the last time you saw Mr. Tinsley? Was it 4 years ago?
Well, no. That's just the whole thing of it. Is he flaunts around town knowing he owes us that book. I see him all over the place. Last time I saw him, to be exact, was at Simone's Shoe Emporium right down the road. He was getting fitted for the fanciest boots I'd seen in quite some time.
Now, from looking at this man, my first assumption would not be that he's the sort that would go outside. But what I just surmised is he is. There's more to people than what meets the eye, you can tell. Oh, I didn't catch your name there, sir. Well, what is it?
It's Charles. Sometimes people call me Chuck. It's short for Charles.
All right, I'll call you Chuck if you're comfortable with that.
That's great. After you're done asking the question, you want to go maybe get a beer or something?
Maybe so, maybe so. I'm quite fond of the Starlight, personally, but we'll have to see about that. Now, Chuck, last time you saw Mr. Tinsley down at the shoe store, what was it?
Simone's Shoe Emporium.
Simone's Shoe Emporium, yes. How was your meeting with Mr. Tinsley? Was it friendly?
It's never friendly. He keeps that book in his jacket, and every time he sees me, he just waves it at me, knowing that it's late.
You really weren't joking when you said he was flaunting it, huh?
No.
I thought you were reading into the situation, much like you clearly read into those books here.
No, we're quite literal here at the New York Public Library.
Well, that's good to know. Good to know I'll get good help if I need to find a book. But for now, Mr. Chuck, I need to find out what happened to Mr. Tinsley. Now, after he flaunted this book to you, what'd you do?
Well, do what I always do. I say, you owe us $4.50, which is a lot of money. He just smirks at me and says, come and get it. And then I actually got pretty good at imitating his voice over the years. And he puts it back in his jacket pocket. It just gets so angry at him. I clench my fist, and then you know, the fear washes over me, and I just walk back to the library.
And where were you this morning? Let's say 6 o'clock.
I was 6 o'clock a.m. every morning. I make eggs and 2 strips of bacon.
So you were in your apartment. I didn't ask what you were eating.
Well,
Really not that interested in your personal life.
yes, I was in my apartment. I was eating, but you didn't ask me that.
No, I did not.
I'm just really nervous. I'm sorry, Mr. Nesbit.
Oh, it's quite all right. Calm down, Chuck. Calm down. So you were in your apartment this morning. Whereabouts do you live?
Just in my apartment.
Yes.
Yes,
sir.
it's right on 42nd.
42nd. That's just 3 blocks west of here.
Yeah, I'm not really good with compasses.
Did you hear any commotion outside your apartment this morning?
Well, it is New York City. I hear lots of commotion every morning.
That's a good point. All right, Chuck. I think that's all the questions I have for you.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
But thank you. And
I hope you get that book back.
Oh, wait, he's dead?
Yes, yes, he is.
Then, are you needing it for evidence? Because I would love to put it
I'm
on the
afraid
show.
we're going to have to hold on to it for quite some time. I'm afraid so. But once we're done with it, I'm sure it'll get back to its proper place, being hung in front of your nose somewhere in this library. Now, I really must be gone, Mr. Chuck. Thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you.